45, let's talk about your money, because more than half of millennials say that they feel they have to choose between owning a home and putting money into their retirement. So that's according to a recent survey by Nationwide Retirement Institute. So more specifically, 35% of these millennials say rising housing costs are the biggest obstacles to retirement readiness. And 46% told this survey that mortgages or home equity loans pose the biggest threats to achieving a secure retirement. So we want to ask Mike Martinez of M. Martinez and Associates what he thinks about this survey. What is the disconnect here, Mike?
Well, you know, it's a little bit different generation. We had a conversation about my daughter. You see, my generation, my parents said, hey, you're going to learn how to go out there and do it. And this generation feels like everything's against them. But here's the best way to start, okay?
Okay.
If you're paying rent and you sit down and you need to itemize and list all the money that's coming in and all the money that's going out, and including all those social lapses, because this generation spends a lot of money and they don't realize it, but they need to sit down and put a budget together. That's the first step, because then they're going to understand and know how much money they really have available. Right. Okay, so once you put that budget together, now that gives you an idea of the range, what you can afford. Now you can look at the size of house that you can afford because of the note. But the more you have for a down payment, the lower the note. The lower the note, the little bit more house you could buy.
What is a good ratio, Mike? Because a lot of times, you have to make your choices. How much are you going to give to your 401k versus how much you're going to save for your house that you want to buy? What's a good formula? Well,
you want to at least participate in the 401k and whatever the company will match. So if the company matches 4%, 6%, 8%, you have to take that free money. That's like me saying, if you put up $8, I'll give you $8. Why would you put up $4? And leave $4 on the table? So that's the first thing.
Okay.
Then the rest goes to the house, because you can't bite off more than what you can chew, right? So you can't go and overextend yourself and say, boy, I would love to have this house. So there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could look at locally, but then you may want to start looking on the outskirts of the city and say, well, I can buy a much nicer home or a little bit bigger piece of property for the same price, but I'll have to commute. And you have to take that expense into effect, right? To see, what is it going to cost?
Parking.
So yeah, so all of these factors are not, it's doable is what I'm saying. It's not impossible. My daughter went through that and I had to beat it in her head. Interest rates are down. This is the time to buy. But Dad, I don't think I can afford. And when we sat down and actually did the plan, then she realized, you know, I'm wasting money, throwing money out the window in rent.
You also wanted to finish off on this important note of how big of a deal it is to have a conversation with your whole family, your support system, about your financial goals.
So here's a secret, your younger generation. Look for an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent that has done very well, that has extra money that maybe they're not using or they would love to help. But here's the way you do it. You don't go ask for a handout, right? Put a business plan together. Put a legal document down. Say, look, I need some help. This is what I can afford. If there's any way I can have some help for the down payment, I can work my way into this. And a lot of times these people will really appreciate the fact that you're serious about it. You're not just asking for the money. You're asking for just some help, but you're being professional about it. And this way there's no misunderstanding. And you'll find out that they don't need the interest. They really want to help, but they just want you to earn it. So if you put down a business plan and you do your homework, I think that you could find somebody in a family that has a little extra money that might be able to help.
And that's the inside conversations of generational wealth.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Mike Martinez, always a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's toss it